All right, I'm back. I'm back in full effect. You know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, this video right here is about um, I was just watching a video on YouTube. It was an interview with Kendrick Lamar, and in the interview he said something that inspired me. And it wasn't just an inspiration from what he said, it just reconfirms something that I've been saying for a long time. And I thought that nobody else really could understand where I'm coming from, or nobody else is really paying attention. But that is the fact that we are molded and crafted by other people's ideas. We're molded and crafted by our environment. So most of the thoughts that we have is not even our thoughts, but we have thoughts based off of other people's ideas, other people's perception of things, things we read, things that we see on TV, things we see on the internet, things we see on our phone. We are fully programmed by all of those things. And then in the interview, he was talking about how he loved to talk to children because children are when children are young, that's when they're less programmed. They don't have no responsibilities. They don't have to worry. They don't have a picture painted. Like everything that they experience is pretty much creating them. And when they're real young, they're not as brainwashed as most adults are. Because the older you get, when you're a kid, it's like you have a blank hard drive. You don't have no viruses on it. It's clean, it moves fast, it's free, it's happy. But as you start to age and you get into middle school and high school and even elementary school around the 5th grade, you become influenced by the things you see on TV. You become influenced by other kids. You become influenced by people. You know, you're constantly being told what to think, how to think, what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, what's fun, what's boring, what's hard, what's easy. But all of those ideas that make us up and make us think the way we think and do the things we do were created by ideas and things that we see as we live. Every day you're intaking something. Every day you're learning something. Every day you're reading something. Everything you read, intake, and see becomes a part of you. And it's crazy because this is why the majority of the people in the world are alike. The majority of the people in the world are following a particular pattern. Not because that's how humans are supposed to act or supposed to be, but we've been told what success is. We've been told what failure is. We've been told what beauty is. We've been told what ugly is. We've been told everything. We've been told what God is. Like our idea of God, most people, I would say 85% of people who have an idea of God and who go to a church and who are part of a religion, their whole idea is from the idea of a man. And we got to be careful because a lot of times we take ideas and we automatically assume that because everybody else is doing this and everybody else is believing this, then it must be true. We automatically assume that just because it's in this book, And just because it was written and just because it says that this is what God say, we take it as it being true. But the dangerous part about it is we don't think about the things that we believe. Everybody that's a part of a church, everybody that's a part of a religion, the only reason why you became a part of that religion is because somebody made you believe that that's what you should do. The only reason why people do the things that they do is because they've been told that this is what they should do. The clothes you wear them only because you've been told that this is the style. This is what everybody else is doing. You know, the hairstyle you wear, the eyelashes you put on your eye, the makeup you wear, the lipstick you put on, you only do it because that was the idea of somebody else, and you took on that idea and made it your truth. You've made it your truth. And the reason why I can say that is because if it was not your truth, then you wouldn't be doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. You wouldn't look the same way everybody else look. You wouldn't be in the same places that everybody else be in. You won't be saying the same catchphrases that everybody else is saying. Your words would be completely different. So even with religion, like a lot of people believe that they're called or they're speaking the truth. But how about what you call truth is just the idea of a philosopher or a poet or author of a book. You don't know who wrote the book. All you know is that it was said that this is the truth. And a lot of people think that they close to God and have a relationship with God and they're God's chosen. But the truth is we're all God's chosen because God chose to create us, create humans, create animals, create earth, create the nature. God chose to create that. We didn't choose that. But a lot of times we get caught up in being self-righteous, putting ourselves on a pedestal, saying that we're blessed. It's all about us. You know what I'm saying? You always make everything about you when it ain't about you. The world ain't never been completely about you. The world is about the world. Like everything in the world has a purpose. So you can't never just say that it's just about you. The trees have a purpose. The birds have a purpose. The dogs, the cats, the animals, the sun, the air, the water, everything have a purpose. So if you ever get into the idea that thinking that you're the chosen one or what you think and believe is the truth and the only truth, then you deceived yourself. Because if you're not following the Creator and you don't know the Creator or the authors of the books and the religions that you read and follow, then you already lost. You already lost. But my whole point of this video is that we are who we are because of somebody else's idea. We say the things we say, we talk the way we talk because we've been taught how to talk. We've been taught what's good grammar, bad grammar. We've been taught how to talk the religion talk. We've been taught how to talk like church folk. We've been taught how to talk hip hop. We've been taught what's cool. We've been taught what's nerdy. We've been taught what's lame. We've been taught all these things. All these things are what define how we think. All these things are what define each other. All these things are what separate us as people. When the truth of the matter is that we all are the same people, just with different thoughts and ideas. And I believe that by us being so massively influenced by ideas and popular ideas that we all go in the same direction at the same time. We all think in the same way at the same time. That's why we don't have that many leaders. That's why in America, we got one president, a person that's of power, so-called power. We don't have no other people of power. Why is that? Because we've been programmed to think that the president have the power to change what goes on in our lives. That's why when Donald Trump became president, everybody got freaking mad. What you mad for? You got control over your own life more than you know it. But you've been programmed to think that success is one thing. You've been programmed to think that the president is supposed to be one thing. You've been programmed to think that you can't be a king or a queen or a prince. I'm looking at the news. They got all these stories about the prince and the lady marrying the prince. Who gives a damn about a prince? How come we don't have more princes and kings? Because we don't believe. We've been taught that we're not a prince. We've been taught that we're not a king. We've been taught that there's a higher thing above us called the government. We've been taught that we have to be below all these things. See, we oppress ourselves with the thoughts that we have. We oppress ourselves with when we buy the lie, when we believe that there is a higher power other than God. You know what I'm saying? Like if we believe that God is the highest power and there's no other power above that, then we can be kings and queens. But but as long as we worship the government, as long as we think the president have power, as long as we allow this television to tell our vision and allow the television to mold us and to mold our thoughts, and to mold our emotions, and to mold our conversation, we'll never get to a higher place. We'll always be on that lower oppressed level that they taught us to be on. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all may not get what I'm saying, and some people may get what I'm saying, but I know I'm onto something when I'm saying what I'm saying. But that's all I had to say. All I had to say, the main point of me making this video is just to let you know that you are who you are because of what you've been told and what you've seen and what you experienced. You know, nothing other than that. Your environment is what molds you into who you are. So I'm going to leave it at that. Go ahead and leave your comment, and I'm going to be out.